Okay, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be playing a Jund aggro deck, which is not usually my cup of tea, but I've been this deck list has been highly recommended to me by a friend who's been testing a lot with this specific deck, and he says it's good. I don't really believe him, but give it a shot since Wrecking Ogre is kind of a sweet card, and that's really what separates this from all other decks I've seen. So basically, your average, like kind of red greenish aggro deck. You've got Burning Tree Emissaries into Gyre Sage and 2 drops and stuff like that. Experiment 1 for the 1 drops, because I'm not playing Cackler. The main thing about this, I'm playing black for Rakdos Return and Dragmangler, mainly because there's really nothing good in red and green to play with. Like the best 3-drop by far is Domri Raid, but it doesn't attack your opponent, so you need something else. So we've got 3 Dragmanglers to evolve my Gyre Sages and such. I'm not playing Lotless Troll because I want every card that I can cast off Burning Tree Emissary. I want every 2-drop to be castable off Burning Tree Emissary, basically. So you can't cast Lotless Troll off a Burning Tree Emissary on turn 2, so it's not worth playing. It's also not that good in this format. Like, it's okay against Mono Red because it can regenerate, but they have Legion Loyalists, so they can trample over it, and it's really slow and it's hard to not evolve, but pitch creatures to it because you want to evolve your Gyre Sage in your Experiment 1, so it's not actually that good of a creature in this specific deck. I have a lot of fatties in this deck because of Gyre Sage and Domri Raid. So I have Deadbridge Goliaths and Rampagers as 4-drop. Rampagers give a very large boost to attacking with Blood Rush, though I seem to most often play it as a 4/4 Trampler, because that's a very large creature in this format. But it can't always just like Mise wins if you draw it and have a per even or ahead board state. The Goliath is just one of the largest creatures in the format. It's a 5/5 for 4, and it's also got Scavenge, which is relevant, especially if you put it on like a Rampager for trampling. I'm going to talk about these last. I've got Domri Raid because if you're playing a creature deck and you're red and green, you need to play Domri Raid. It's one of the better planeswalkers in this block. It's most likely better than Jace. It's definitely better than Vraska, I think, and it's definitely better than Ralzarek, though it's pretty close, I think. Ralzarek's pretty good too. This is a pre-Dragon's Maze list. Like, Dragon's Maze is not on the Magic Online yet, so I can't be playing with the cards. So Ralzarek is not a problem here. I just wanted to mention it since I've been testing a little bit with Dragon's Maze. But Domri Raid is a very, very, very good card. You get to win, basically because you have Domri Raid, you get to play more creatures and you get to draw them, so you have card advantage. You get to fight things, so you get to play less removal spells because you have the removal spells on your Domri Raid. And since our creatures are so large, we have Dragmangler, Goliath, Rampager, and Gyre Sage. All of these creatures are very large creatures that always win fights. So you can set up board states where you can drop a Domri Raid and kill something with your Gyre Sage or your Goliath, or Mangler, more likely. And then you can attack with a bunch of creatures. And against control, it's very, very difficult to deal with Domri Raid in this format. Basically, you have Dreadbore, which is played by the black-red-white control deck, and you have Detention Sphere, which is played by the blue-white one. And I think that's it. Basically, they have to either have those 2 cards or attack with a bunch of creatures. Those are really the only things that deal with Domri. And since you're playing a creature against a control deck, they don't have that many creatures, so you can just keep plussing it. And they're hard pressed to deal with Domri Raids, so eventually you can actually ultimate. It happens a lot, more than you'd think. And you just get an emblem that gives all your creatures hexproof and double strike, trample, and haste, and kill them very quickly. Rakdos Return is a good finisher for this deck. It's pretty good at eking out the couple last points of life, and against control it can dump their hand if you draw it early, but usually you just use it as a finisher, like a fireball type effect. Also finishers, Wrecking Ogre. This is a card that I was skeptical about, but my friend swears by it. It's won him a bunch of games. And I've tested some with it, and it's actually pretty sweet. It's situational, though, but it can, like, especially game 1, it can win a ton of games against just mid-range decks. specifically in control decks as well. Like the black red white deck has almost nothing on Wrecking Ogre. Like you can play a Gyre Sage, a large Gyre Sage, or like a Rampager. Sometimes it's play. Usually it's a Goliath. But if you Blood Rush onto one of these two creatures, this will do 14 damage with Trample, and this will do 16 without. So you can actually just kill people from a life total they aren't expecting, because no one plays Wrecking Ogre, so you're not gonna, like, if I swing at the Dead Ridge Goliath and I'm at 16 and have a pretty good board state, I'm just gonna take 5. But then my opponent Wrecking Ogres my Dead Ridge Goliath and I'm dead. So what just happened? I wasn't expecting this. So it's pretty good way to Mise wins, but I'm still a little skeptical about it. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how it plays out. The board. Let's see. That I wanted to talk about lands really quick. I'm not playing very many black sources. I have Blood Crypts, Overgrown Tombs, and two black Guild Gates. The Stomping Ground, or the Rakdos and Golgari Guild Gate. And I have the full set, the full 8 of come to play tapped red green lands, Stomping Grounds and Guild Gates. 4 forests to play Experiment 1, Gyre Sage, and Emissary. And 1 mountain, just because I don't want to play 5 forests. You also need the double red for transmuting, blood rushing my Wrecking Ogre. And sideboard. Sideboard's pretty lopsided. The Act of Treason and Muggings and Mizium Mortars are for aggro decks. You want to, especially mono red, you want to mugging their early threats so you can get stabilized with your large ones. It's very hard for mono red to get through a Rampager or a Goliath. They have to basically threaten it. Mugging also gives you time to get your Domi Raid online. Same with Mizium Mortars. Threaten is used to remove their blockers, especially Boros Reckoner. Dread War is also very good against Boros Reckoner. It's actually the only thing that can kill Boros Reckoner without basically killing you. Because I have nothing that can remove Boros Reckoner without doing damage to it. I remove our Boros Reckoner's Mortars, Domi Raid, and that's it. So having a removal for Boros Reckoner that doesn't kill me is pretty good. Against control, we have Slaughter Games to get whatever's troubling me, and a Rakdos Return for the, as discussed reasons of getting their hand. Golgari Charm saves your creatures from wrath and also gets Detention Sphere to get back your Domi Raid, because it's the only thing they're going to be Detention Sphering. Sometimes you get back like multiple creatures or something like that. And Vraska for similar reasons, like Planeswalkers are good against control because they give you some sort of card advantage. The +1's not very good, but killing their Jaces or their Detention Spheres, or creatures even, like their Angel Serenity, is a very good card, a very good effect. And also I just like the art on this card. I don't know, Vraska's a sweet Planeswalker. I wish she was better. Like, I wish her +1 did something. Like, you can make a 1/1 black-white, or black and green snake token with regeneration or something. I think that would be sweet. Or an 0/1, whatever. Just make a plant token. Just give me something, because it's got a 5 loyalty, starting loyalty, and its ultimate's mediocre, but it's a Vindicate type effect is very good, so just like make plants, Vraska. You don't need to kill everything. But yeah, that's not how Vraska works, so we're only playing 2 and in the board. Yeah, that's pretty much it.